Welcome to the Country Minute Podcast. As always, my name is James Shotwell, and it is so good to be with you. This episode is one of my favorites that we've ever done. Maybe I say that at the beginning of every episode. I don't know. It's a while in between introductions, but this one, I mean it this time. Lauren Watkins is on the show today, and we got to talk to her in person at the end of September when she was on the Whirlwind Tour with Lainey Wilson. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the podcast. Please tell a friend. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Country Minute Podcast. Compare your level of confidence right now to 10 days before the last record came out. How are you feeling?
Oh, that's such a good question. I was very confident then, and I'm confident now, but I think now I feel just a lot more sure about like where the music's going. And I feel really good about like the direction and the evolution from last time to this time. And so, yeah, it's kind of a totally different feeling. I don't really know how to describe it, but
I would imagine because the first one's like, I just want you to know that I exist.
Yeah,
and this one, you're like, now I'm telling you about myself.
Yes, it's a little bit deeper, like going a little bit deeper into me and what I value and things like that. So,
well, I saw where you talked about this as a kind of a tie between chaotic life and the simple life on this record. So, what did you learn about yourself choosing these 10 songs?
I mean, I've learned a lot over the past couple years about how to embrace both, because I think like growing up, I always wanted to be married and like be settled down and have a really simple life. And then I also really wanted to be on the road and doing music. And for some reason, I kind of was convinced that I couldn't have both. And now I'm looking around and I love my life with my husband at home, making dinner and building our little farmhouse. And I also love my life on the road. So I'm like, wait, I do have both, and it's great. And you can embrace them both at the same time. So I feel like I've been learning a lot about how to do that.
I think the hardest part sometimes is just letting go of trying to do that thing.
Yeah.
And be like, because my thing, as soon as I realize I have it, then you're like, I don't want to lose it.
Yeah,
and you're like,
that's
how
true.
do I hold down? You think about it, it's like overthinking, because that's a position we're in where we're trying to make that balanced music and not, and finding a way to be like, this is enough and it's good enough.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just like, I'm so fulfilled by my home life that like whatever else comes is just a bonus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just try to not hold too tightly to things that you just kind of like, I feel like you can self-sabotage by doing that. So I'm just taking one day at a time, taking everything as it comes, and that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I'm not always great at it, but I'm trying.
Oh, that's fair. I want to ask you about the new album.
Yes.
2 songs at least. My favorite one being Marlboro Man, probably.
Thank you.
It really just came out. When I heard it, I wasn't expecting, so it just got to hit me all naturally, and I was like, this is just a great song.
Thank you so much.
And you wrote it with,
is
it Natalie Hemby and Jeremy Spillman?
Yes, you did your research.
I'm trying to remember. I'm bad at,
Right.
I usually remember one name. I didn't want to leave Jeremy out, because
Totally.
obviously Natalie Hemby, I'm going to remember that one.
Yeah.
What was where did that start? Did you bring that idea in, or someone else?
I did. I wrote down the title one day. I don't even know what made me think of it, and which I'll do that sometimes. Like I'm always keeping, which every songwriter does this. I'm not unique, but we keep like a list of titles. And I wrote down Marlboro Man one day. I guess my dad smoked Marlboros when I was growing up, so it's always I'm very nostalgic, and I just vividly remember like the smell of that, and I love my dad, so I just always kind of remember that. And I love vintage ads, and Marlboro Man as an ad, like that doesn't run anymore. And so I guess I just saw it one day and thought, oh, this is so interesting. And like whoever this man is, the Marlboro Man, he's so mysterious. And then one day they stop running the ads and he kind of just disappears. And you're like, whatever happened to him? But I felt like that was such a metaphor for how I feel about like the world kind of. And at the time I was trying to date, and I felt so strongly about writing it that way. And I knew that Natalie and Jeremy, I just knew they would get it. Like sometimes you write down titles and you're like, I'm going to save this for the right people. And they were just 2 people that I really felt like they'll get this and they'll know where to go with it.
I mean, I think you guys figured it out. You definitely did. I learned in the process of this that there were 20 Marlboro Men. Actually.
Okay, I've been learning more about Marlboro Men too. They cycled them out.
They cycled it out. I was like, there had to be like 4 or 5, 20.
No, there was a lot.
You had a chance at being a Marlboro Man if you were like a rugged guy.
If you wanted to be,
if you wanted to be, there was a small chance you could do it. I was wondering about that song because I was always wondering like what you hope it evokes in somebody. Like, is it a place? Is it an idea? Is it a person? Like, what are you going for? And you kind of answered it there, that idea of your dad, like bringing up that masculine, nostalgic memory.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think for men, I obviously hope that it inspires them to be men and, to be strong for they're a woman or for just life. And also for girls, like what I always say this when I play it live, like I wrote it at a time when I really thought there was no more real men in the world. Like I was like, I'm never going to find my husband. He's not out there. And that wasn't true. So I always make sure to say that, like, hey, I found the manliest guy and I married him. Like, they're still out there if that's what you want.
She got her own Marlboro Man.
Yes, I did.
She got it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I try to make sure to communicate that too.
Now, if we hard shift gears into Slippery Slope, because this is the exact opposite story we're going
seriously.
for here. We already talked about this before we started, but John Morgan being on this song. Okay, set me the scene. How does it start?
So I wrote this song a while back. We were on a bus run with some of my good friends, and we wrote it, like a lot of times when I've written duets before, it hasn't been thought of as a duet. Like we just kind of wrote the song and then we go, oh, this would be really cool as a duet. Or like Fly on the Wall, I thought, oh my gosh, how cool would it be if Jake Worthington sang on this? So it kind of evolves that way. But this one, we specifically wrote it to be a duet. And I wrote it with Will Bundy, who's my husband, Lydia Vaughn and Mark Trussell, just awesome writers all around. And we wrote it and we were all like obsessed with it. We were like, this is awesome. Like we couldn't stop listening to it. And just as time went on and I started listening to John's music more, it just sort of, it made sense to have him on it. Like it was kind of like, I wanted to have someone who could sing. Like it's the guy part, it's a hard song to sing and the harmony is really specific. And like John is just such a musician. I had no question that he could crush it. And so he did. And like we were saying, he's so chill.
Yeah.
We literally, I think I texted him and he responded like immediately and was like, yes, I would love to do it. And then he came and sang it like the next day. Like he just came over to the studio and sang it and was just like wearing flip-flops and like it was that easy.
Well, it doesn't come across that way. The violin sounds so I was going to ask if you guys recorded it together or not, so that does kind of answer that question.
Yeah, so I tracked it without John and then I had him come and sing it. So I got to be there when we sang it.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I love it because I feel like it's a song that touches on an idea of boundaries that you don't really think about all the time necessarily, like personal boundaries in a way that you have to build for yourself for non-destructive reasons.
100%. And I lived that way for a long time. Like my college days were wild and like I know so well that feeling of like you run into somebody. I went to college in a small town, and so like you knew everybody in the bars. And I very well know the feeling of like walking into the bar and seeing that one person who you know you're not supposed to be excited to see, but deep down you really kind of are. And you're like, oh, I wish they weren't here. And you kind of go strategically sit next to them. And so I wanted it to really feel like that.
Yeah, there's this moment where you grow up and you're like, oh, I'm the one who's supposed to stop me.
Yeah,
because you're always like, who's going to stop me? And you're like, oh, I guess it was.
Oh, me.
Oh, I didn't. No one told me. It was my job to stop me. I didn't realize. No one. They don't teach you that.
No, they don't.
But this song can now. Here we go.
Yep,
we're doing
that's the goal.
I want to talk a little bit more about songwriters because this record, you got to work with some incredible people. We said Natalie Hemby, we got Lucas Laird in there, we got Rodney Clawson. What did you learn from these people? These are like giants to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly learning from these people. And something my husband gave me this advice, and he still lives by this. He's like, I feel like I always want to be the worst songwriter in the room so I can always learn. Like I want to feel like I am the underdog and everybody around is there to teach me something. And I just feel like that is such good advice because that's how I feel around people like that. Like they all write so differently, yet they are all equally awesome. And so I just pick up different little things from each of them and also just their longevity of like having the drive to keep going. They've been doing it for a long time, a lot longer than I have. And just the fact that they still have the same passion years down the road is so inspiring. So
they've written songs you'll never hear that are better than like anything you've ever written.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
They're just sitting in a catalog somewhere. And I'm like, oh.
That's what my friends always say too, is like they always want to be the least smart person in a writing room. Like you want to be able to brag about everyone else in the room.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm here, but I'm glad to be in this room.
Exactly. Yes.
Tell me about the current run you're out with Lainey. We're opening right now. You've been testing some of these new songs out. Has one caught the audience that kind of took you by surprise that like non-listeners are just, that's when you see them perk up, look up from their phones?
Actually, yeah, we have been playing like a few new songs, which has been just so fun. That's one of my favorite parts about playing shows is getting to actually like in real time test songs and see how they're being received. And yeah, I mean, Average Joe and Plain Jane has had a great response, which I was hoping for that because it seemed to be resonating with people on social media. And so now playing it live, I feel like people are really liking it. And so that's fun because that's one of my favorite songs on the album. And we've also been playing one that hasn't been released yet. It'll come out with the album called Love Is Tough. And it rocks, and people just kind of rock to it. And I think they're really liking it, even though it's not even out and people are already kind of starting to sing along. So that's been cool.
I love that. Let's talk about Average Joe and Plain Jane, because it is a flip on an idea. Very, very fun. Is there some real Lauren stuff in this song?
Every word of it.
That's what I was curious about. Because it feels lived in. So either way, congrats.
Well, thanks. Every single word, yes. And that was another one of those titles that I wrote down and kind of saved it. And me and my husband literally went to Home Depot and bought a mailbox, just like the line. And I was telling my co-writers about that experience and how it was just such a simple thing. But for us, felt so, what's the word? It felt so deep, buying our first mailbox together and putting the numbers on it, the ugly little numbers that no one ever even pays attention to.
Yes.
And we put it in the ground, and it was just so sweet. And of all the craziness that happens in my life, sometimes those moments I'm like, these are more special than anything. And so they all feel the same way. And my sister was pregnant with her first baby at the time, so she was really, really in that state of mind too. That's who I wrote it with, by the way. I didn't just randomly bring
I was going to ask
sister.
that. Well, I saw the credit, and I was like, I'm going to take a wild guess.
Yes, Caroline Watkins is my sister. She's an incredible songwriter. And so, we were all just really in that state of mind. And so we wrote it as true as we possibly could, literally down to the most specific. Citronella for the mosquitoes, Adirondack chairs in the yard, just things that are very specific to us, but I think universally relatable.
It's that needle you're trying to thread right there, right? How close to the bone can you get before people are like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Well, I know the Home Depot line is great. I'm sure they'll appreciate that too, the little film
so,
right?
They want to throw me a little support.
You're like, I'll remix that song. I'll sing over it a little woo. Okay, In a Perfect World, October 10th. I am curious, though. You seem to have a good balance of things right now, very grounded.
Thank you.
You're in a good place. So the album's coming out. Do you set expectations on it? Is there a part of you that's like, this needs to do this? Or are you just trying to go down the river right now, No,
I definitely do. I think that, and I think that means that you care, I hope to always have a level of that. But I'm trying to remind myself that, every single one of these songs I felt so strongly about writing, and for whatever that purpose was, maybe I don't know, and I'm just going to see what it does, and whatever it does is what it is supposed to do, if that makes sense, and not to speak in poetry, but I really am trying to just keep that mindset that obviously I hope it does something absolutely crazy, but whatever it does was God's plan for the album, and it'll reach who it's supposed to.
That's what we're talking about. Okay, after the Laney tour, I know that you have a big press day in Nashville this upcoming week. What do we got after the album? What's coming up and past the record for us?
Well, we will be on the road throughout the rest of the fall. After the Laney tour, I'll go out with Cameron Marlowe and just keep playing the songs. And I might have some more things up my sleeve for this record. So we'll just see. I'll just leave it.
We'll see.
Just put that there and
set it there.
Leave it at that.
All right. Lauren Watkins is opening for Laney right now. And the album's out October 10th. We'll say it as many times as we have to.
Please keep going.
In a perfect world. Your world will be slightly more perfect, having heard it.
I love that.
There we go.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah, you're fine. It's yours to keep. Lauren Watkins, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.